Free your mind. Release your mind. Be colorblind. Hey folks, how you doing? How you doing? Coming to you from my caro. And before I begin, I want to tell you about the weekend that I had. It was not that big of a deal, but it was just like a surprise, you know. It was one of those, you know, hey, you're behaving, you're doing this right, you're doing that. So, hey, you know, I'm going to shine attention on you. So this weekend, I got to experience that. I got a chance to go to a bike club event. It was an all-women's bike club. Obviously, other bike clubs were there, but who was hosting the event was an all-women's bike club. And what I loved about it is the ambiance. It was all prehistoric. When I say prehistoric, I mean in the sense that there was a lot of culture. There was a lot of like preservation in terms of the back then. But when you get it, well, at least for that event, when we were in there, it was like overtaken. It was overtaken by the field. Now, I am not prejudiced in any way, shape, or form, thank God, because a lot of people think, oh, prejudice has to do with their the color of your skin, their race. No, there are actually people who are prejudiced that they don't like their own kind, like meaning people who look like them, who laugh like them, who walk like them. Some people are phobic, homophobic, as in they're afraid of their own self, their own species. So I get it. It has nothing, honestly, it's not a matter of race. It's not even a matter of culture. It's just fearing of your own self, which is weird, but maybe that's a whole new thing that I'm just inventing. Doubt it. But anyhow, moving on smartly. Fun fact. Guess what these are? Do you know what it is? What are they? They look like berries to me. Not Halle Berry or raspberry. They're Guyanese berries. These bad boys, when you pop them in your mouth, it's like it starts to melt in your mouth, and it produces, and inside of it has like a nice little round seedling. I'm gonna go ahead and sample a piece. I'm gonna sample a berry. All right, here we go. Let me choose. Which one should I choose? I guess this one's good. I didn't rinse them off, but I just literally just plucked it from the tree. See, the berries are like nice. Okay, here we go. I won't die, I promise you, because I tried them the other day. I tried them on Friday, and I was amazed because of the location where I'm at. I'm literally here at the Sheridan Plaza. For those of you who are local in Hollywood, I'm in the Sheridan Plaza, and I found these bad boys off the side of the building. Yeah, because a lot of times we use the bush because it's green all year round. So we use the bush as, like, you know, decoration, aesthetics. And with these, they're produced during the summertime, like warm temperature, warm climates. And then when it's cold, because Florida it does get cold, even though it's tropical. But during the summertime, during the wintertime, it does not produce any berries. So now we're nearing summer, and here we go. This is the seed of it. I'm going to try to explain the flavor. It's like lemony, citrusy, plummy, sweet, all of that in one fruit. It's a berry. It's like a plum almost. And the minute that it hits your taste buds and your saliva mixes in with it, it goes to work. You can feel the zest in your brain. It goes to, you know, but mainly it awakens your brain. It's like a high energy type source of nutrient. Oh boy. Okay, so What are we going to talk about today? What are we going to talk about today? I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I started out to tell you about the bike club, right? And how we went to this. It was the gathering was at a prehistoric building, which was really nice. I loved it. But certain things just stood out at that building. I don't want to say anything, but what I do love is it was so well preserved. It was so well conserved. It was all wood, and the wood was very classic, and the finishing of the walls and the furnitures even were like in a laminated covering to preserve and to conserve the the wood, to conserve the furniture, because otherwise it would have been overtaken by termites. That building has been around at least since the 1920s. Yeah, it's a very nice building. Okay, so folks, I promise y'all she wants some. I'm not giving it to her because she's a puppy and she doesn't know how to chew and spit out the seeds. She'll actually chew and swallow the seeds and think that it's no big deal. It's a big deal. Okay, so in one of my previous videos, in fact, the one that was touching bases on the permanent life insurance, full disclosure, my name is Norma Reeves. I am a licensed life insurance agent. I've been given the privilege to get to know the other side of the what if. I've been given the privilege to bring value and add content to you with regards to protecting yourself, protecting your loved ones, and just being savvy and being financially wit to gain independence in this very, very, very controlling financial society. Okay, this is the new modern day slavery, financial control. Okay, so anyhow, I mentioned to you about the permanent life insurance. Now, I do have a permanent life insurance that I acquired with National Life Group, NLG. So you might hear me reference NLG, but it's called National Life Group. Okay, so in this permanent life insurance, I was able to pay my premium consistently. Thank God. I was able to pay my premium consistently for the first year and a half. And then something just happened. My cash flow just literally just halted. I was like, what? Oh God. So I went into panic mode because after paying on my life insurance for a whole year and a half, now I'm about to lose it because I can't keep it because I haven't been able to pay it for a month. Another month went by, and after 3 months, the typical life insurance will have lapsed on you. It would have canceled out on you because of non-payment. That is your binding agreement. When you sign your contract and you make good on your premiums, that is how you know your life insurance is enforced, and that is what we call a binding agreement in the life insurance industry. Okay, so a year went by without me being able to make a payment on my premium, and then one day, out of the blue, I was ruffling through my papers, and I realized, and I saw that I received a letter and a notice from NLG, and the letter was like, oh, value as our client, our most important resource, our most important asset. And by the way, they didn't say by the way, but by the way, your life insurance, your policy with us is you effective March such and such, you're going to lose one of a very valuable, how does the word say? We're saying something about the rider, because we have riders, And I was like, huh, what are they talking about? So then I called them up and they tell me, look, you have life insurance. I was like, what? In the back of my mind, I was like, what? I was like, it's been over a year. What do they mean I have life insurance? And then they're like, yes, you on your life insurance premium, you have a rider on there that will allow you to have, they didn't explain it to me that way, but this is how I gathered it after asking questions and probing and just learning through experience, that it's called it's the rider where you're guaranteed the face value of your policy. I mean, I didn't even know that was a thing, but it's a thing. So basically, the way how it works is, with the permanent policy, you will have contributions, monthly contributions, yearly contributions, quarterly contributions. And from those contributions, you're actually accumulating cash. Okay. And in your cash, there is a value that's compounding and that's increasing via the investors that are contributing in the stock market. Mind you, we do not participate in the stock market. We mimic the gains from it via our investors. So I've been receiving compounding interest and receiving credits on my policy, and because I paid for a whole year and a half, I had $2,000 or close to $2,000 to play with in my life insurance, even though it's not accessible because it's a brand new policy. You do not get access to your monetary cash until, I want to say, year 3 or 4 of the policy. But at that point, it really doesn't give value to you to start withdrawing from your policy that early. In fact, my recommendation is you don't use that as a bank account. It's your savings. It's for your retirement supplement. So you don't mess with that money unless it's necessary, unless it's something that's urgent, but not year 1 and 2. Because the first 3, 4, 5 years, in fact, the first 10 years, you want to treat it as a savings, not as a credit card or as you're drawing out money. And no. So anyhow, for whatever reason, I guess because I'm a noob, call me a noob. Sorry, hi. Because of that reason, it overlooked my mind that even though I was not paying on it, the life insurance, I still have cash that's been building. But I assumed that because I stopped making payments so early on, that the policy would cancel out. So I'm walking around scared on eggshells, thinking I don't have life insurance, and thinking I'm just in a worse situation than when I first bought the policy, because I put money in there and the money's gone. Well, to my surprise, the money was not gone. The life insurance policy was not gone. It's still there. And all I needed to do was make a small premium payment to catch up on a rider that will conserve my policy. So what did it do? It told me, look, you're about to tap into your the face value of your life insurance, and if it reaches at that point, then you will lose a rider that allows you to have the face value on a continual basis, no matter how much you take out from the policy. If you take out, let's say you have $100,000 of cash buildup, which it happens, you actually have the possibility of building that much cash in your life insurance. You can max fund it. But you have to keep in mind and be mindful of the rule, the 7-year pay, meaning 1 year contribution, you could do up to 7 times that amount in your policy. And there's always a guideline that tells you how much you could for this year. So for example, right now we're in 2017. I could put max funding only 3 years or 4 years worth of the yearly contribution. Duh. Because if you only got the policy for 4 years, why would you say it's okay to be able to contribute 7 years? Now we're tapping into legal issues, and we need to be mindful of our money laundering. Okay, there is a law against that. So to protect us from anti-money laundering, you could only contribute up to the amount that you deposit on a yearly basis, and it's also, what do you call it? It's also curtailed based on how long you've had your policy. FYI. And then if you want to do like a one-time contribution, then that is also a certain amount, because obviously if you're buying a life insurance policy and you're going to deposit $25,000 and you're getting $100,000, then you can't say I'm going to put $100,000, because then why do you need the life insurance policy? So we got to think within the box, but also be logic about what we're doing, So anyhow, I was told I needed to pay like $300 or $200, and my yearly premium though is over $1,200. But to conserve that rider that allows me to have the policy, even if I over like, what do you call it, over loan, if I take out excessive loans on it, because when you take excessive loans, it means that you're actually gonna borrow down to the face value, to the cash. But then if your cash is only $30,000, then literally what you're saying is, I'm gonna give up my life insurance for $100,000, $150,000 for the $30,000 that's in there. So then your life insurance policy would cancel. But if you say, I have $30,000 in it, I'm only going to take out $29,000, leave $1,000, then this rider will allow you to do that. And still, if something was to happen to you in the near future, God forbid, but let's say something happens to you and you're not able to pay off that $29,000, the life insurance company will still pay out the face value minus whatever amount you borrow. So even though it's $100,000 and you took out $29,000, your beneficiary will still be able to walk away with something way more than what you took out and way more than what you've been paying. Aleatory. So who is it that has the weight of all the responsibilities and the weight of the policy? The life insurance company. Hence the reason why they have certain guidelines or certain regulations, and why it's in our advantage, and why you have to pre-qualify, or not pre-qualify, you have to qualify for this type of insurance. Okay, now I will share more information later on, but I don't want to take up too much more of your time. By all means, text me or call me if you want to know more on how I can get you set up with one of these policies. Until next time, bye-bye.